Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really cool ancient Buddhist story that asks a pretty wild question. Can you build a fortune? We're talking both spiritual and material wealth, starting with something that literally everyone else thinks is worthless. It's an incredible story about the hidden power of just paying attention.
This is where it all begins. This question is really the key to the whole thing. We're about to meet a character who everyone, and I mean everyone, including his own brother, had completely given up on.
Okay, so our story starts not with some amazing hero, but with a guy who's basically an outcast. His name is Kulapantaka, and his story, well, it's a story of struggle, of feeling left behind. I mean, his situation was pretty tough. His own brother, who was this very accomplished, enlightened monk, was the one who ordained him. But Kulapantaka, he just couldn't get it. For 4 whole months, he tried to memorize a single verse and couldn't do it. Eventually, his brother just told him it was a hopeless case and kicked him out of the monastery. Imagine that. But right then, just as he's walking away, feeling totally defeated and ready to just quit his spiritual life altogether, the Buddha steps in. And he doesn't give him some complicated lecture. Nope. He gives him a super simple but profound task that was about to change everything. That's it. That's the whole instruction. No deep philosophy, just a clean piece of cloth and one simple phrase to repeat. You see, the Buddha met Chulapanthaka exactly where he was, with a task he could actually finally succeed at. And this is where the magic happens. It shows you the incredible power of just focusing your attention. As Kulapanthaka is wiping the cloth, saying the words over and over, he starts to really see. He watches this perfectly clean, white cloth slowly get dirty, absorbing all the grime. And in that moment, it clicks. He sees a reflection of his own life. That our bodies, just like this cloth, are temporary. They get old, they decay, and that one simple insight was so powerful it just unlocked his mind, and boom, he reached full enlightenment. So then the Buddha appears and explains the real lesson. The dust on the cloth? That was just a symbol. The real dust, the stuff that makes our minds cloudy and causes all our suffering, is our own greed, our hatred, our confusion. And by understanding that, Chulapanthaka had finally cleaned the dust from his own mind. Now, as you can imagine, the other monks were just stunned. They're like, how did this guy, the one we all thought was a failure, achieve this incredible spiritual goal so quickly? So, to explain Kulapanthaka's hidden potential, the Buddha tells them a story from one of his past lives, a story from the world of business that, believe it or not, perfectly mirrors this spiritual journey. So this new story takes us to the bustling city of Benares, and there's a wise merchant who stops, looks down at a dead mouse on the side of the road, and sees something that nobody else does. He sees an opportunity. You know, this merchant, who was actually the Buddha in a past life, had this amazing ability. He could see potential where everyone else just saw trash. He understood that the value isn't in the thing itself, but in the vision of the person who finds it. And guess what? Someone was listening. A young, poor, but really sharp guy named Kulantavasika heard what the merchant said and thought, you know what? A man that wise wouldn't just say that for no reason. He took the merchant's words, not just as an idea, but as a challenge and as an instruction. And so began one of the most amazing startup stories you'll ever hear. So how in the world did he do it? This isn't a story about luck or magic. It's a step-by-step masterclass in seeing a need, adding value, and reinvesting your profits, all starting from literally nothing. Okay, get this. First, he sells the dead mouse to a guy who needs cat food for a single coin. With that one coin, he buys some molasses. He finds some thirsty flower gatherers and trades them a little water and molasses for some of their flowers, which he then goes and sells. Then a big storm hits. He offers to clear the royal park for free on the condition that he gets to keep all the wood. He turns around and sells that wood to the royal potter. Every single step is a small, clever solution to someone else's problem. And with every deal, his money and his reputation just grow and grow. So you see, his success wasn't random at all. It was built on a formula, a strategy you could actually follow. He spotted needs, no matter how small, and he solved them. He built relationships, a network that gave him crucial information. And when a big opportunity came along, he went for it, decisively, leveraging everything he'd built. It's basically the essence of bootstrapping, a masterclass in having a growth mindset. And right here,
This is where the two stories click together. The journey of the monk and the journey of the entrepreneur. They turn out to be about the exact same thing. They're like two sides of the very same coin.
The parallels are just amazing, aren't they? Both guys started with something the world saw as completely worthless: a dirty cloth, a dead mouse. Both of them used a focused method. The monk used mindfulness, the entrepreneur used diligence. And both of them transformed that worthless start into something of incredible value. One gained immeasurable spiritual wealth, and the other, vast material wealth.
And then comes the final big reveal. The Buddha explains that the determined young entrepreneur was none other than Kulapanthaka in a past life. That amazing potential for diligence and wisdom was inside him all along. And the wise merchant who saw that potential in him? Yep, that was the Buddha.
And this all leads us to the story's beautiful, timeless lesson, a piece of advice that is just as true today as it was thousands of years ago. The big takeaway here is that potential is absolutely everywhere. A small insight, a single good idea, it's like a tiny spark. But it's wisdom and hard work and vision that fan that spark into a giant fire. It doesn't matter if you're building a business or working on your own mind. The principle is exactly the same. Start right where you are, use what you have, and just apply focused wisdom. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. We really hope this story inspires you to go out and find the hidden potential in your own life. And we'll leave you with this simple, heartfelt wish. May you all be happy.